Once upon a time, in a quiet town surrounded by lush fields and gentle hills, there lived a young girl named Emma. Emma was known throughout the town for her bright smile and cheerful spirit. She believed that happiness was the most important thing in life, and she made it her mission to spread joy wherever she went. Emma lived with her parents in a cozy house at the edge of town. Her mother was a kind-hearted woman who baked the best bread in the town, and her father was a farmer who grew the juiciest apples. Despite their modest means, Emma's family was rich in love and laughter. Every morning, Emma would help her mother in the kitchen before heading out to explore the town. She would visit the old bakery where Mrs. Jenkins would give her a warm pastry, stop by the blacksmith's shop to watch Mr. Thompson craft his beautiful ironworks, and then head to the fields to help her father with the apple harvest. Along the way, she would greet everyone with a smile and a kind word, spreading her infectious joy. One day, as Emma was walking through the town square, she noticed a new face. A young boy named Oliver had just moved to the town with his family. Unlike Emma, Oliver seemed shy and withdrawn. He rarely spoke and kept to himself, which made him seem lonely. Emma decided she would make it her goal to befriend Oliver and share her happiness with him. Emma approached Oliver with her usual bright smile. "Hi, I'm Emma. What's your name?" she asked cheerfully. Oliver looked up from the book he was reading and mumbled, "I'm Oliver." "Nice to meet you, Oliver. Do you want to come with me to the fields? We can pick apples and have some fun," Emma suggested. Oliver hesitated but then nodded slowly. Emma's warmth and enthusiasm were hard to resist. Together, they walked to the fields where Emma's father was working. Emma introduced Oliver to her father, who welcomed him with open arms. As the days went by, Emma and Oliver spent more and more time together. Emma showed Oliver all her favorite places in the town, taught him how to bake bread with her mother, and even introduced him to her friends. Slowly but surely, Oliver began to come out of his shell. He started to smile more, laugh more, and even make new friends. One day, while they were sitting under the shade of an apple tree, Oliver turned to Emma and said, "Thank you, Emma. You've made me very happy." Emma smiled and replied, "Happiness is meant to be shared, Oliver. I'm glad I could share mine with you." But Emma's journey of spreading happiness was far from over. One evening, as she was helping her mother bake bread, she overheard her parents talking about Mr. Thompson, the blacksmith. He had recently lost his wife and was struggling with grief. Emma's heart went out to him, and she decided to do something to help. The next morning, Emma visited Mr. Thompson's shop with a basket of freshly baked bread. "Good morning, Mr. Thompson," she said softly. "I brought you some bread. I thought it might cheer you up a little." Mr. Thompson looked at Emma with tears in his eyes. "Thank you, Emma. You have a kind heart." Emma spent the day with Mr. Thompson, listening to stories about his late wife and helping him with his work. She realized that sometimes just being there for someone was enough to bring a little light into their life. Word of Emma's kindness spread throughout the town, and soon, others started to follow her example. People began to look out for one another, offering help and support in times of need. The town became a happier place, filled with compassion and understanding. Emma continued her mission to spread joy, finding new ways to bring happiness to others. She organized picnics, helped the elderly with their chores, and even started a small garden where children could come and learn about plants and nature. As the years passed, Emma grew into a young woman, but her spirit remained as bright and cheerful as ever. She had learned that happiness was not just about being joyful oneself but about making others happy too. And in doing so, she found her own happiness multiplied. One day, a traveler passing through the town heard about Emma's story and was deeply moved. He was a writer, and he asked Emma if he could write her story and share it with the world. Emma agreed, hoping that her story might inspire others to spread happiness in their own lives. The writer published Emma's story, and it touched the hearts of many. People from far and wide wrote letters to Emma, thanking her for her example and sharing stories of how they had found happiness through acts of kindness and compassion. Emma's story continued to grow, reaching people from all walks of life. She received invitations to speak at schools and community centers, where she shared her message of joy and kindness. Emma traveled to different towns and cities, spreading happiness wherever she went. In one town, she met a young girl named Sophie, who reminded Emma of her younger self. Sophie was full of energy and had a heart full of love. Inspired by Emma, Sophie started her own mission to spread joy in her town, organizing charity events and helping those in need. Emma and Sophie became close friends, working together to bring happiness to even more people. They visited orphanages, hospitals, and shelters, bringing smiles to the faces of children and adults alike. Emma's story had come full circle, and she found great joy in seeing others continue her work. As Emma's journey continued, she realized that happiness was a never-ending story, one that could be written anew each day through acts of kindness, compassion, and love. And so, she dedicated her life to writing this story, one happy moment at a time, knowing that the more happiness she gave, the more she received in return. And thus, Emma's story for happiness continues, inspiring countless others to find joy in their own lives and share it with the world around them. Emma's journey of spreading happiness led her to unexpected places and incredible experiences. As she traveled with Sophie, they ventured into towns and cities, each with its unique challenges and opportunities for spreading joy. In a bustling city, they encountered a community center struggling to engage its youth. Many young people felt disconnected and lacked direction. Emma and Sophie organized creative workshops, sports activities, and mentorship programs. They partnered with local artists, musicians, and athletes to offer a variety of activities that would inspire and engage the youth. One of the most impactful projects was a community garden they established in a neglected park. Emma and Sophie worked with the local government to transform the space into a vibrant garden where children and adults could learn about gardening, teamwork, and the environment. The garden became a symbol of hope and renewal, bringing together people of all ages and backgrounds to work towards a common goal. While working on the garden, they met an elderly man named Mr. Rodriguez, who had a wealth of knowledge about plants and agriculture. He had been a farmer in his younger days but had lost his land and livelihood due to urbanization. Emma and Sophie invited him to share his expertise with the community, and he became a beloved mentor and friend to many. Mr. Rodriguez's involvement in the garden project not only rekindled his passion for farming but also gave him a renewed sense of purpose. He taught the children about different plants, how to care for them, and the importance of sustainability. Under his guidance, the garden flourished, and the community center saw a significant positive change in the engagement and morale of the youth. Emma and Sophie's efforts did not go unnoticed. They were invited to speak at conferences and workshops, sharing their successful model of community engagement and empowerment. Their story inspired others to start similar projects in their own communities, leading to a network of community gardens and youth programs across the country. As their movement grew, they encountered diverse challenges, from cultural differences to logistical hurdles. Yet, Emma and Sophie's unwavering dedication and adaptability allowed them to navigate these obstacles with grace. They learned to listen to the unique needs and strengths of each community, tailoring their approach to ensure lasting impact. One day, they received a letter from a remote village nestled in the mountains, where access to education and healthcare was limited. The village leader, a wise woman named Asha, invited Emma and Sophie to visit and see how they could help. Intrigued and eager to make a difference, they accepted the invitation and embarked on a journey to the mountains. Upon arrival, they were warmly welcomed by the villagers. They quickly learned that the village was rich in traditions and natural beauty but lacked basic infrastructure. Emma and Sophie decided to focus on education and health, believing that these were the foundation for long-term happiness and prosperity. They worked with Asha and the villagers to build a small school and a health clinic. Emma used her knowledge of herbal medicine to teach the villagers about local plants and their healing properties, while Sophie organized literacy classes and vocational training for adults and children alike. The school and clinic became pillars of the community, improving the villagers' quality of life and opening up new opportunities. The children, who had previously been confined to traditional roles, began to dream of careers as teachers, doctors, and engineers. The adults gained new skills and knowledge, empowering them to improve their livelihoods and contribute to the community's development. Emma and Sophie's work in the village drew the attention of NGOs and international organizations, who offered support and resources to expand their initiatives. With this assistance, they were able to improve the village's infrastructure further, providing clean water, sanitation facilities, and renewable energy solutions. Years passed, and Emma and Sophie continued their mission, each day writing new chapters in their story of happiness. Their impact grew beyond measure, touching countless lives and inspiring others to join their cause. Emma, now an elder, reflected on her journey with a heart full of gratitude and joy. One day, as she sat by the village's flourishing garden, surrounded by children and adults alike, she turned to Sophie and said, "We've come a long way, haven't we?" Sophie smiled and replied, "Yes, and the story is far from over. There's still so much more to do, so many more lives to touch." Emma nodded, feeling a deep sense of fulfillment. She knew that happiness was indeed a never-ending story, one that continued to grow and evolve with each act of kindness and each moment of joy shared. And so, Emma and Sophie's journey of spreading happiness continued, a living testament to the power of love, compassion, and community. Their legacy inspired generations to come, proving that with determination and a caring heart, anyone could make the world a better place, one smile at a time. Emma and Sophie continued their journey, but now with a larger network of supporters and volunteers who shared their vision. Together, they initiated various projects that focused on education, healthcare, environmental sustainability, and community building. Their story spread far and wide, reaching people in distant lands who resonated with their message of happiness and compassion. One of their most ambitious projects was the Global Happiness Initiative, a movement aimed at creating a worldwide network of communities dedicated to improving the well-being of their residents. This initiative involved setting up local hubs where people could access resources, attend workshops, and participate in community activities designed to foster happiness and resilience. Emma and Sophie traveled to different countries to launch these hubs, collaborating with local leaders and organizations to tailor each hub to the specific needs of the community. In each place, they witnessed unique challenges but also incredible resilience and creativity. They learned from these communities and adapted their approaches, ensuring that the initiative was inclusive and effective. In a bustling city in Southeast Asia, they worked with local NGOs to address the issue of urban poverty. They established a hub that offered vocational training, mental health support, and educational programs for children. The hub became a beacon of hope for many, providing a safe space where people could learn, grow, and connect with others. In a remote village in Africa, they focused on sustainable agriculture and clean water projects. They partnered with experts in permaculture and water management to teach the villagers sustainable farming techniques and how to build and maintain clean water systems. This not only improved the villagers' health and food security but also empowered them with knowledge and skills that would benefit future generations. In a coastal town in South America, they addressed the impact of climate change on local fishing communities. They introduced sustainable fishing practices and alternative livelihoods to reduce dependence on overfished resources. They also set up educational programs to raise awareness about environmental conservation and the importance of protecting marine ecosystems. Throughout their travels, Emma and Sophie met countless inspiring individuals who became part of their growing family. There was Maria, a former schoolteacher who now ran the educational programs in the South American hub, Ahmed, a passionate environmentalist who led the sustainability projects in Africa, and Li Wei, a mental health advocate who provided counseling and support in the Southeast Asian city. Each person they met and each story they heard reinforced their belief in the power of community and the importance of spreading happiness. Emma and Sophie knew that their journey was not just about helping others but also about learning from them and growing together. One particularly memorable encounter was with a young girl named Anaya in the African village. Anaya was bright and curious, always eager to learn and help out. She dreamed of becoming a doctor so she could return to her village and provide much-needed health care. Emma and Sophie saw great potential in Anaya and worked to secure a scholarship for her to attend school in the nearest city. Years passed, and Anaya's dream came true. She graduated as a doctor and returned to her village, where she set up a small clinic. Her story inspired many, and she became a role model for the children in her community, showing them that with determination and support, they too could achieve their dreams. Emma, now in her twilight years, looked back on her journey with immense pride and joy. She had started with a simple belief in the power of happiness and had created a global movement that touched countless lives. Her heart was full, knowing that the seeds of happiness she had planted continued to grow and flourish. Sophie, now a seasoned leader in her own right, continued to carry the torch, leading the Global Happiness Initiative with passion and dedication. She expanded the network, reaching even more communities and ensuring that Emma's legacy would live on. As Emma sat under the shade of an old tree in the village garden, surrounded by the laughter of children and the vibrant life of the community, she felt a deep sense of fulfillment. She knew that the story of happiness was eternal, passed from one generation to the next, growing ever richer with each act of kindness and love. And so, the story continues, carried forward by those who believe in the power of happiness and the importance of sharing it with the world. Emma's dream lived on in the hearts of many, a testament to the enduring impact of a life dedicated to spreading joy and compassion. As the years went by, the Global Happiness Initiative continued to flourish under Sophie's leadership. Communities around the world were transformed by the projects and programs inspired by Emma and Sophie's vision. The initiative became a powerful force for good, with countless volunteers and supporters working tirelessly to spread happiness and make a positive impact. Sophie, now a respected leader and advocate, was invited to speak at international conferences and forums. She shared the successes and challenges of the initiative, inspiring others to take action in their own communities. Her speeches emphasized the importance of empathy, collaboration, and the belief that even small acts of kindness could lead to significant change. One day, Sophie received an invitation to a special event organized by the United Nations. The event aimed to recognize individuals and organizations that had made extraordinary contributions to global well-being. Sophie felt honored and humbled, knowing that the recognition was a testament to the collective efforts of everyone involved in the Global Happiness Initiative. At the event, Sophie gave a heartfelt speech, acknowledging the countless individuals who had supported the initiative over the years. She spoke about Emma's unwavering belief in the power of happiness and how it had inspired a global movement. She dedicated the award to Emma and to all the people who had worked tirelessly to spread joy and compassion. Back in the village where it all began, a statue was erected in Emma's honor. It depicted Emma sitting on a bench, surrounded by children, with a serene smile on her face. The statue became a symbol of hope and inspiration for the community, reminding everyone of the importance of kindness and the impact one person could have on the world. Emma, now in her late 80s, was moved to tears when she saw the statue. She never sought recognition or fame. Her only goal had been to make the world a happier place. Seeing the statue and knowing the impact of her work filled her heart with profound gratitude and joy. As Emma's health began to decline, she spent her remaining days surrounded by loved ones and reflecting on her incredible journey. She wrote letters to Sophie and the many friends she had made over the years, expressing her gratitude and encouraging them to continue their important work. One sunny afternoon, with Sophie by her side, Emma peacefully passed away. The village and the broader community mourned her loss but also celebrated her remarkable life and legacy. Emma's story was shared widely, inspiring new generations to continue the work she had started. Sophie, determined to honor Emma's memory, dedicated herself even more fervently to the Global Happiness Initiative. She expanded the scope of their projects, incorporating new ideas and innovations to address emerging challenges. Under her leadership, the initiative launched programs focusing on mental health, climate action, and digital literacy, adapting to the evolving needs of communities worldwide. Years later, a young girl named Maya, inspired by the stories of Emma and Sophie, joined the Global Happiness Initiative as a volunteer. Maya had heard about their incredible journey and wanted to contribute to their mission of spreading happiness and compassion. She brought fresh ideas and boundless energy, quickly becoming a beloved member of the team. Maya's enthusiasm and creativity led to the development of new outreach programs that engaged young people in the initiative's work. She organized social media campaigns, virtual workshops, and global youth summits, connecting young activists from different parts of the world. Her efforts helped to create a new wave of passionate volunteers dedicated to making a positive impact. As Maya's involvement grew, she formed a close bond with Sophie. Together, they continued to expand the initiative, ensuring that Emma's legacy would endure for generations to come. Maya's dedication and leadership inspired others, proving that the spirit of happiness and compassion could be carried forward by new generations. And so, the story of happiness continued, a never-ending journey of love, kindness, and hope. The Global Happiness Initiative thrived, touching lives and transforming communities worldwide. Emma's dream lived on in the hearts of many, a testament to the enduring power of one person's vision and the collective effort of those who believed in a better, happier world. Each day brought new challenges and opportunities, but the commitment to spreading happiness remained unwavering. With every act of kindness, every smile shared, and every heart touched, the story of happiness grew richer and more profound, a beacon of light in an ever-changing world. As the Global Happiness Initiative flourished under the leadership of Sophie and Maya, the world saw remarkable transformations. Communities once plagued by hardship found new hope, and people everywhere were inspired by the simple yet profound message of spreading happiness and compassion. Maya, with her youthful energy and innovative ideas, took the initiative to new heights. She introduced digital platforms to connect volunteers and communities globally, enabling them to share resources, success stories, and support. This virtual network became a hub for ideas and collaboration, allowing the initiative to scale its impact even further. One of Maya's most successful projects was the Happiness Ambassadors program. This initiative recruited and trained volunteers from various backgrounds and professions to serve as ambassadors of happiness in their own communities. These ambassadors organized local events, workshops, and campaigns, tailored to the unique needs of their regions, ensuring that the message of happiness reached every corner of the globe. One happiness ambassador, Javier, was a teacher in a remote village in the Andes. Inspired by Maya's story and the initiative's mission, he started a literacy and education program for children and adults in his village. With limited resources but an abundance of determination, Javier transformed the village's small, rundown school into a vibrant center of learning and community. His efforts not only improved educational outcomes but also brought the village closer together, fostering a sense of unity and shared purpose. In another part of the world, in a bustling city in India, Aisha, a social worker, used her role as a happiness ambassador to address the mental health crisis in urban slums. She set up counseling centers and support groups, offering a safe space for individuals to share their struggles and find support. Aisha's work highlighted the importance of mental health in overall well-being and showed that happiness could thrive even in the most challenging environments. As these ambassadors worked tirelessly in their communities, the Global Happiness Initiative continued to grow. Sophie and Maya regularly traveled to visit the ambassadors, providing them with the support and resources they needed to succeed. Each visit strengthened the bonds within the global network and reaffirmed their shared commitment to spreading happiness. Years passed, and Maya's leadership ushered in a new era of innovation and impact. She implemented sustainability programs, ensuring that the initiative's projects were environmentally friendly and benefited future generations. These programs included renewable energy installations, water conservation projects, and community gardens, promoting a holistic approach to happiness that encompassed both people and the planet. One of the initiative's most ambitious projects was the establishment of the Happiness Centers of Excellence, specialized hubs that combined education, healthcare, and community development under one roof. These centers served as models for sustainable, community-driven development and became focal points for training, research, and innovation in spreading happiness. In a remote region of Africa, the first Happiness Center of Excellence was built. It offered a range of services, from early childhood education to vocational training and healthcare. The center became a beacon of hope, drawing people from surrounding areas who were eager to learn and improve their lives. The success of this center inspired the creation of similar hubs in other regions, each tailored to the specific needs and strengths of its community. Sophie, now in her 70s, continued to work alongside Maya, guiding her with wisdom and experience. She took great pride in seeing how far the initiative had come and how Emma's dream had grown into a global movement. She knew that the future of the initiative was in good hands with Maya and the countless volunteers and ambassadors dedicated to its mission. As Maya prepared to lead a new generation of happiness ambassadors, she reflected on the journey that had brought them to this point. She thought of Emma and the simple yet powerful belief that had started it all, that happiness was meant to be shared. This belief had transformed her life and the lives of so many others, creating a ripple effect of joy and compassion that spanned the globe. In her heart, Maya knew that the story of happiness would never truly end. It would continue to evolve, carried forward by those who believed in its power and were willing to work for a better, happier world. The Global Happiness Initiative had become more than just a movement. It was a way of life, a testament to the enduring impact of love, kindness, and community. As the sun set over the bustling cities and serene villages, over the mountains and the seas, the story of happiness continued to unfold, one act of kindness at a time. Emma's legacy lived on, a beacon of light and hope for generations to come, proving that with determination, compassion, and a little bit of joy, anything was possible. The Global Happiness Initiative, now a household name, continued to inspire and change lives across the world. Maya's leadership brought fresh ideas and unwavering enthusiasm, ensuring that the mission stayed relevant and impactful. One day, as Maya was reviewing progress reports from various happiness centers, she received a call from a young woman named Lila. Lila lived in a conflict-ridden region where people struggled daily with fear and uncertainty. She had heard about the initiative and wanted to bring its message of happiness and hope to her community. Moved by Lila's courage and determination, Maya decided to visit her. She traveled to the region, accompanied by a team of experienced volunteers. When they arrived, they were met with a community that had endured much suffering but still held on to hope. Lila introduced Maya to local leaders and explained the challenges they faced. Maya and her team spent several weeks in the community, listening to the residents' stories and understanding their needs. They organized peace-building workshops, trauma counseling sessions, and community-building activities. Slowly, they began to see a transformation. People started to come together, sharing their stories and supporting one another. Lila, inspired by the impact of the initiative, took on the role of a happiness ambassador. She led efforts to establish a permanent happiness center in her region, focusing on peace, reconciliation, and rebuilding trust among the community members. The center offered educational programs, mental health support, and vocational training, helping people rebuild their lives and find a sense of normalcy. Meanwhile, in another part of the world, the initiative faced a different challenge. In a coastal village severely affected by climate change, rising sea levels and frequent storms threatened the livelihoods of fishermen and farmers. The community was on the brink of despair, unsure of how to cope with the ongoing environmental crisis. Maya partnered with environmental scientists and sustainability experts to develop solutions tailored to the community's needs. They introduced aquaculture and sustainable farming practices that could withstand the changing climate. They also set up a disaster preparedness program, teaching residents how to protect themselves and their homes during natural disasters. The success of these initiatives showcased the versatility and adaptability of the Global Happiness Initiative. It was more than just spreading joy, it was about addressing the root causes of suffering and providing communities with the tools they needed to thrive. Maya knew that true happiness came from resilience, empowerment, and the ability to overcome adversity. Back in the village where Emma's story began, the community continued to honor her legacy. The statue of Emma had become a pilgrimage site for those seeking inspiration and guidance. Each year, on Emma's birthday, the village held a celebration of her life and work. People from all over the world would gather to share their stories and reaffirm their commitment to spreading happiness. Sophie, now retired but still an active advisor to the initiative, often attended these celebrations. She would sit by Emma's statue, reflecting on their incredible journey and the countless lives they had touched. Sophie felt a profound sense of peace, knowing that their work would continue long after she was gone. Maya, now a seasoned leader, took every opportunity to mentor the next generation of happiness ambassadors. She believed in the importance of nurturing young leaders who could carry forward the mission with fresh energy and innovative ideas. She established the Emma Fellowship, a program that provided training, resources, and support to young activists passionate about making a difference. One of the first recipients of the Emma Fellowship was a young man named Arjun, who lived in a bustling metropolis plagued by social inequality and economic disparity. Arjun had always been driven by a desire to create positive change but lacked the resources and guidance to make a significant impact. Through the fellowship, Arjun received mentorship from Maya and other experienced leaders. He learned about community organizing, sustainable development, and effective advocacy. Empowered by this knowledge, Arjun launched a project to create safe spaces for marginalized youth in his city, offering educational programs, mental health support, and opportunities for personal growth. Arjun's project quickly gained traction, and he became a role model for young people in his community. His work demonstrated the transformative power of the Global Happiness Initiative and the importance of investing in the next generation of changemakers. As the years went by, the initiative continued to evolve and expand, adapting to new challenges and embracing innovative solutions. It remained a beacon of hope and a testament to the enduring impact of kindness, compassion, and community. Emma's legacy, carried forward by Sophie, Maya, and countless others, proved that happiness was a powerful force that could change the world. The story of happiness, ever growing and evolving, touched the lives of millions, inspiring them to believe in a better future and to work together to make it a reality. And so, the journey continued, each chapter richer and more inspiring than the last. The Global Happiness Initiative, born from a simple belief in the power of joy and compassion, stood as a shining example of what humanity could achieve when united by a common purpose. The story of happiness was far from over, it was just beginning, with endless possibilities on the horizon.